Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about a famous concept called as the I/O. So I/O means input and output. So basically, by using a Java program, if you want to perform reading the data from a file and again storing the data into a file, or if you want to read the data from a keyboard and again put the data into a file, it is possible by using the I/O programming. So I/O means input and output. So basically, a I/O stream represents input source or output destination. So, and what is the stream may contain? The stream may contain different kinds of sources like files, devices, programs or memory arrays. So your source of data from these files or your destination is also same. So your sources and destinations are same. Now how to read from these sources is, for that we will use two types of streams, that is, one is input stream and second one is the output stream. What is output stream and what is input stream is, from a data source, your data source may be a program or a file or a disk. From these data sources, if you want to read the data to the program, we will use the input stream. So basically what is a stream is, a stream is sequence of data. So this here, zeros and ones information is flowing from your data source to the program. So this is called as the input stream. Like that, from your program, if the data is going to the data source, that if the data source may be like a file, again same, is called as the output stream. Now basically these all streams are available in Java in the package called as the Java I/O package. If you want to do any kind of these operations, we need to import this particular package. For example, if you are having this kind of source.txt document in your system, I will show you how to read that particular data from this particular file and store into another file, or if you want to print that particular file on your output device also. So how it can be happen, I will show one by one. Please concentrate. So basically in Java, streams are classified into two categories. One is byte stream and second one is the character stream. What is meant by byte stream is, whenever you want to do your data on the binary data, what else data you are having? Binary data. Then on the binary data, if you want to perform reading and writing operation, we use byte streams. But always we cannot only perform the operations on the binary data. Sometimes we want to perform our operations on character oriented data. At that time we use the streams called as the character streams. But internally the character streams are also byte oriented. So at the low level they also perform the byte oriented operations only. What they will do is, they will convert this byte data into their particular Unicode format. So this is how the bytes are converted to characters. You think that I am reading character and writing the character only, but internally it is also done in terms of byte oriented only. Now in the byte stream, whatever the byte stream we are using in that, we have different classes are available. So for all these classes, the root class is the object class. Object class is having one. To perform the writing operations, we will use output stream. For reading operations, we use input stream. The output stream is having this many number of classes. Each and every class is having its own purpose. And also input stream is also this many number of classes are available in the input stream. So there are each and every class is having its own purpose. Like that, we are also having character stream classes. So if you want to deal with the only reading and writing character oriented only, then we can use these classes. So these class also, the super class is the object class and its subclass is the writer class for writing operations, and to read the data we use reader. So these are the classes we can use for writing operations, and these are the classes we can use for reading operations. Now, how this particular byte stream classes are going to perform its operation. For example, in your input stream, your input stream, a file or a disk or some kind of memory array, if you want to read the data from that particular input stream, we use a method called as the read. So the read method will read a particular byte from that particular input stream and will store that particular read byte into the output stream with the help of the method called as the write. So by using read and write methods, we are going to read a byte from your input stream and write that data into the output stream. So basically, if you are dealing with the files, for example, a file is having some data. If you want to read the data from a file, we use a popular input stream class called as the file input stream. If you want to write the data into a file also, use a output stream class called as the file output stream. So by using these classes, how we can perform the operations, I will show one by one. Please see. Now, for example, if you want to write a basic program, what are the packages you need to import for transforming the data from one file to another file by using byte oriented? So we need to import these three packages, or you can simply write the simple command import. You can write like this: import java.io.star. So this is the basic package. You can write this basic package, or you can specifically import whatever the classes you require. Now what I have done is I have created the object for my input stream, file input stream, and object for the file output stream. Initially I assigned the values null. So because they are not pointing to any particular file. Now I am allocating whatever the file my input object need to point, and whatever the file my output object need to point out. So for that I have written a statement: in is equal to new file input stream of source.txt. That means my file input stream object in is going to associate with a file called as the source.txt. Again, my out object is going to associate with the out.txt with the help of the file output stream. You may think that why the SAR has written these statements in the try block. Why? Because in terms of creation of these objects, if anything is going to, any problem is going to arise, the Java compiler is going to generate exception. What kind of exception is going to generate is IO exception. That's why my main method, I have written my main method throws IO exception. So automatically the compiler can understand that. So whatever the following code which is written in the main method, there's a possibility of generating IO exception. So now we are clear with creation of the objects for source.txt and out.txt. Now what we want to do, from my source.txt I want to read the data and transform to the out.txt. Further, with the help of this particular source.txt associate object in, I am reading the data. So with the help of the method in.read, I will read each and every byte from this particular file, and I will store into my integer variable c. Again, with the help of the write method, I am storing that particular data into my out object. What is the out object? Out object associated with a file called as the out.txt. Now you may think that why we have written this particular finally block. You always know that finally block, what is the purpose of the finally block is, whatever the statements we will write within the finally block, they will compulsory, they are going to execute at any cost. If exception is occurred or if exception is not occurred, if you are not written exception handle also, the statements which are written in the finally block, they are going to be executed. What I have written in the finally block is I have written the file closing methods. Why I have written is, once you open this particular file objects, so the stream of data is continuously flowing. So once your operation has been purposed, we need to close that particular objects. Otherwise, whatever the objects which are going to use the same files, they will, some kind of resource leak problems will be arise. To avoid this kind of problems, we have to close that particular file once we performed our operation. So see the next concept. So next concept is character stream classes. So what is character stream classes is, so it is not always we will deal with only byte oriented data, binary data only. So we will deal with the character oriented data often. So at that particular time, we have to use the character stream classes. So character stream classes also called as wrapper for the byte stream classes. What is that, sir? Nothing. So at the top level, they are dealing only characters, but internally at the low level, they are also dealing with the byte oriented only. So first of all, at the low level they read the bytes only and they can translate these bytes into characters. So the translation between the characters and bytes will be happen in the character stream. So the popular classes in the byte stream we have for the files we have used is file input stream and file output stream. Here we are going to use file reader and file writer. So if you want to do any operation with respect to the files, we have to use a file reader and file writer of character stream. So I will show the one simple program how it is going to be worked out. So see here, previously we are used the file input stream reader and file output stream reader. Here we are using the character stream classes file reader and file. Other than this, nothing changes. The same program, whatever the program we have previously written, the same program we are going to use. So I think you understand. So in the byte oriented we will use file input stream and file output stream, and in the character oriented stream we will change the classes to file reader and file writer. So everything is the same. Next. So what is the next topic is buffer streams. What is buffered streams is, so whatever the until very character streams and byte oriented streams, they are going to perform the low level IO operations. So that's why they are called as unbuffered IO. That means whatever the file request, reading the file request you are sending, it is directly going to contact the operating system. So when your requests are directly going with the operating system, automatically the operating system is busy with some works, it will take some time to give the response to your program. So this is why your performance of program is automatically reduced. To avoid this, we have to use a concept called as buffered IO. For that, Java IO provides streams called as the buffer stream. That means between your program and between your source or destination, we will put the buffer. So the buffers or loads are transmit the data to your source and destination. So due to that, automatically your performance will be, so all the burden to request the wires, getting the data and transmit data is taken care by the buffer. So see, I will show you one program how we can use the buffers. So here I have created one object for an object called as input stream for my buffer reader class, for one object called as output stream for my buffer writer class. So now we are going to associate our input stream with the buffer reader, and how we are going to associate with the output stream with the buffer writer, I will show. So here input stream is the buffer reader object. Input stream is equal to new buffer reader of, okay, so input stream is associated with buffer reader. Okay, then again the buffer reader is going to associate with the file reader. So whatever the object we are creating for the source.txt with the help of the file reader, that object is again associated with the buffer reader. That means the information from the source.txt first transmitted to the buffer reader. From the buffer reader we are going to read the data. So this is what we've done. Again, now what we do, once whatever the data we have been read, that data we need to again transmit to another file. So how we are doing that is, for my character output.txt, I have created one object called as the file, with the help of the file reader create object. That object I am associated with the buffer writer. So the data will store into the buffer writer object. From the buffer writer object, data will go to the character output.txt with the help of the file reader writer object. So same program, previously whatever we have done. So we are used the read method to read the data from this input stream object of the buffer reader object, and whatever the data we have been read, again we are writing the particular data to the particular file with the help of the output stream object of buffer writer class. So this is how we involve the buffer reader and buffer writer between our file reader class and file writer class. Now our file reader and file writer classes are not directly accessing our operating system. Through buffer reader and buffer writer class only we are associated. So this is how the performance can be improved a lot. You are not going to access the operating system indirectly we are accessing with the help of the buffer reader. Here also, after our operation has been completed, we are closing the particular streams. So by this our buffer reader streams are also completed. So next topic is the predefined streams. What is predefined streams is, in Java programming language, some of the streams are already created which are available in a package called as java.lang package. So in this particular package there is a class called a system. So we already know that for all our operations for printing on the console monitor, we use system.out.println. So for reading the data, you remember .NOT, we use a class called a scanner class. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner of like that system.in we use. So in that also we are using the system. So this particular system is going to associate with this particular predefined streams. So basically this particular system class contains three predefined stream variables, that is in, out and ERR. What is in and what is out and what is ERR we are going to discuss within short while. Before that, these in and out ERR variables are public. They have the access modifiers public, static, final. So public means anywhere we can use, and static without object we can access, final you cannot change. Now what is the purpose of these three predefined streams? So basically the system.out refers to the standard output stream. By default our standard output stream is console. That is the reason why whenever you use the statement system.out.print, and automatically the message we are going to transmit is going to printing on your console. And system.in. So what is the system.in is standard input. So the default for the system.in is the keyboard, the source. And system.err, so whenever any error is going to generate, it is called as the standard error stream. The error stream is also basically the default one is console. Though these are the predefined streams which are available for us. So next topic is reading the data from console input. How we can read the data from console, from your keyboard. So I will show the programs one by one. Please go look at. So now here I want to read the data from the keyboard. How I can do that? So see here. Previously we have seen with the help of the scanner class, but we are using IO classes for reading the data from the keyboard. So for that what we have written here is buffer reader BR. For buffer reader I am creating one object called BR is equal to new buffer reader of new input stream reader. Okay, what is input stream reader? Read the input from what we have read. So we have given system dot, it is previously we have given files. Here I am giving my predefined stream system.in. So I already told that system.in is keyboard. Automatically my input stream is going to read the data from the keyboard and stores within the object called as BR object. Now the data whatever I typed in from the keyboard stored into the BR object. From BR object I want to read. So for that I am using the read method br.read, and whatever the data which is in the byte oriented, that is the reason we want to translate into character. That's why I am using my explicit typecasting char of. So automatically I am storing the C variable, and now I am printing the whatever the characters I have read by using system.out.print. But I want to stop with some specific condition. For that I have written while C is not, until I type the character Q, I want to read this particular data. So I will show this execution once, then you can understand how that particular program is going to execute. So now I am executing it. So it is asking to enter some characters. Now I entered a character E, now I entered the R, so T. If I enter Q, then automatically the compiler comes out of the program execution. Why? Because I have given that until I type Q, you need to read the character. So this is how I can enter the character from my keyboard to the program. So this is called as reading from console input with the help of the buffer reader associated with my input stream reader class. So next topic is reading the strings. So that is also I will show with the help of the small program. So no variation in the previous program, only the variation is for reading the characters we are using the read method. Now for reading the strings we will use a method called as br.readline. So br.readLine is the method which we will use for reading the strings. That is other than this, nothing, there is no variation with the previous program. So this program also reads the strings until I will type a string called as the stop. See once how this particular program is also going to executed. So it is asking me to enter some strings. I am entering the strings hi, how, or, and if I stop the string stop, then automatically the program is coming out of the execution. So like this, from your Java program, you can read the strings and you can use it back. So the method we are using is br.readLine. Now I can show you some specific program how to read a file name from the command prompt and print that particular data in the command. First of all, I will show the execution, then you can understand how the program is going to execute. So my program is source show file and the file name is source.txt. So I am giving my input as source.txt. If I press enter, automatically whatever the data is there in the particular source.txt file, it is printed on my monitor or console. How it is happened, I will show once. So see this. I am transferred the file name to be displayed on the command console to the command prompt. So automatically whatever the arguments will pass from the command prompt, they are going to store an array called as the aux_of. So initially I am verifying that whether I have entered the file name or not. If I am not entered the file name, it is automatically displays error, show the file name. So here I am dealing with the file. That's why I am not using any input stream reader. I am using file input stream reader. We are dealing with the files. So once I given the file name with the particular file name given, so it's stored in a variable in a string called as aux_of0. So with the particular argument name, I am creating the my file input stream object file. If the file is existed, automatically the object file is going to create. If the file is not existed, automatically the compiler is going to generate file not found exception. So it will, whenever the file is not found, I am going to print a message, can't open the file. So like this, I am handled my two cases. One is if I not enter the file name, and second one is if the file name is given, if the file is existed or not existed. The two things are also handled. Once everything is successful, now with the help of the read method and the object what fin I created for my particular file name given, I am reading the data, and whatever data I am reading, I am printing on the particular on the console with the help of system.out.print. If you doesn't want to print on the console, you can go for the file output stream object, then automatically you can transmit to file. That also I will show once. Now I want to read the data from file and I want to print my console only. That's the reason why I have using the method system.out.print. So I will perform this operation until while I not is equal to -1. Why I have written like this is -1 indicates the end of the file. So until I reach the end of the file, I want to read the data from the file. So now, if the entire op successfully completed, automatically I am going to close the particular file. In terms of the file closing, any error is going to occur. I am going to handle that particular exception by using catch of IO exception. I will print a message error closing the file. So this is how my show file program previously whatever I show execute.